Okay, folks, I can't take it anymore. If I see one more Canadian write me and tell me the hashtag Canadian debt is out of control, well, I'll quietly write another social media post. I'm not much for emotional outbursts. I prefer venting my rage in precise memos. According to the 2025 national budget, Canada's net debt to GDP ratio was reported as 13.3%. The lowest among G7 countries. Louder for folks in the back, the lowest. For general government debt, federal plus provincial and territorial and local debt, at the end of Q2 2025, net debt, after subtracting financial assets, was 17.8% of GDP. Excluding Social Security funds, like pension-related assets, a broader net debt metric shows about 46.1% of GDP. Under internationally comparable definitions, Canada's net debt burden is very low, typically on the order of 10 to 12% of GDP, or even around 8% under some adjusted OECD measures, depending on methodology. I'm going to repeat that. Canada's net debt burden is very low. According to the most recent International Monetary Fund, IMF, and national accounts measures, Canada's total government net debt to GDP ratio was about 11.9% in 2024. That includes federal, provincial, territorial, local governments, and offsets like the net assets of the Canada Pension Plan and Québec Pension Plan, QPP. Compared to an Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD aggregate of 84 to 85%, Canada's net debt ratio is around 8 to 12%, making Canada one of the least levered major advanced economies in terms of net debt. The U.S.? According to recent data, U.S. total public debt, federal, stood at roughly 122.6% of GDP in 2025 in one data set. Other sources put the figure near 125% of GDP for 2025. This is why Canada retains top-tier sovereign ratings from major agencies. Standard & Poor's gives Canada a AAA rating. Moody's also rates Canada AAA with a stable outlook. Fitch Ratings' most recent 2025 assessment gives Canada a AA+ with a stable outlook. Because of this, Canada continues to be considered among the safest, most creditworthy sovereign borrowers globally. How about the United States' rating in 2025? In May 2025, Moody's downgraded the U.S. sovereign credit rating from AAA to AA1, citing rising national debt, growing interest cost burden, and persistent fiscal deficits. S&P and Fitch both maintain the U.S. as AA+ long-term as of 2025. Canadians, please stop parroting American billionaire-backed disinformation about your own country. You're volunteering for the same forces who want to destabilize our nation and annex Canada, whether you know it or not.